Hello, welcome to today's video. In this video we shall be talking about fractions, and our focus today will be on equivalent fraction. Now, what is fraction? Fraction are parts or fraction are equal parts of a whole thing. For example, if an orange is divided into two equal parts, each part of that orange is a fraction. So if we divide an orange into two, so we have 1 over 2 of that orange. This is a fraction. This one at the top is known as the numerator, while the number at the bottom is known as the denominator. Alright, so we can also say that fractions have two parts. It has a numerator, which is the number at the top, and it has a denominator, which is the number at the bottom. Alright, so let's look at equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions that are equal because each is the same part of a whole. Now, we can find the equivalent fraction of a fraction in two ways. We can do that by either increasing the fraction or reducing the fraction to the lowest terms. Now, if we are to increase the fraction, let's look at increasing the fraction. Now, if we are to increase a fraction by finding its equivalent fraction, we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. For example, if I have 2 over 5, for me to find the equivalent fraction of this fraction, I can decide to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. For example, let's use 3. So 2 times 3 over 5 times 3. So 2 times 3 gives us 6. 5 times 3 gives us 15. So here I have increased the fraction by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 3. So we can say that 2 over 5 is equivalent to 6 over 15. As you can see, this was done by increasing the given fraction. We can also find the equivalent fraction of a fraction by reducing to the lowest term. We can also find the equivalent fraction by reducing to the lowest term. Now, how do we do this? We divide both the numerator and the denominator of the fraction by the same number. That gives us a fraction reduced to its lowest term. For example, if I'm given 4 over 12. Now, for me to get the equivalent fraction of 4 over 12, I can also reduce this fraction using any number, or I can also divide this fraction by the same number. So for me to get the equivalent fraction of 4 over 12, I can divide both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So let's use 4. So 4 divided by 4 and 12 divided by 4. So 4 divided by 4 gives us 1, and 12 divided by 4 gives us 3. So I can also say that 1 over 3 is the lowest term for 4 over 12, and also 4 over 12 is equivalent to 1 over 3. So these are the two ways that we can find the equivalent fraction of a fraction. Let's look at some questions. Now we asked to find the equivalent fraction of some of the following. Number 1, 7 over 8. We are asked to find the equivalent fraction of this number. So I can decide to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. So 7 times 2 divided by 8 times 2. So 7 times 2 gives us 14, and 8 times 2 gives us 16. So we can say that 7 over 8 is equivalent to 14 over 16. Alright, let's look at a next fraction. For example, I'm giving 2 over 3. Let's find an equivalent fraction for 2 over 3. Let's multiply the fraction by 4. So 2 times 4 over 3 times 4. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 3 times 4 is 12. So 2 over 3 is equivalent to 8 over 12. Let's look at another way we can see this in exams. For example, we are given a question. We are given 7 over 8, and we are given an empty space right here over 16. Here we're asked to find the missing number. We're asked to find the missing numerator. So how do we find the missing numerator? To find the missing numerator, we divide 16 by 8. I repeat that. To find the missing numerator, we divide 16 by 8. So 16 divided by 8 will give us what? Will give us 2. Alright, give us 2. So 2 times 7 gives us 14. So the missing numerator here is 14. (14) is our missing numerator. Alright, let's look at our next question. Here we're given 5 over 6 is equal to empty numerator over 30. Again, to find the missing numerator, just 2 steps. We divide 30 by 6. So 30 divided by 6 gives us 5. 5 times 5 gives us 25. So 2 steps. We divide the denominator and multiply our answer by the numerator on the left hand side, and that gives us our missing numerator. Now, we can also reduce fraction to the lowest term. For example, I have 4 over 10. We can reduce this fraction to the lowest term. Now remember, for us to reduce a fraction to the lowest term, we have to divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Let's start with 2. So 4 divided by 2 over 10 divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 gives us 2, and 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. So this is the lowest term because we cannot reduce this any further. So 2 over 5 is the lowest term for 4 over 10. Number 2, let's look at our next question. Here we are given 6 over 30. So we're asked to reduce this to the lowest term. Again, we divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. In this case, I can decide to use 6. 6 can divide the numerator and also the denominator. So I can use 6. So 6 divided by 6 over 30 divided by 6. So 6 divided by 6 gives us 1. 30 divided by 6 gives us 5. So this cannot be divided any further. So this is the lowest term for 6 over 30. And please remember that when you are reducing a fraction to its lowest term, you have to divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So this is how we reduce fraction to the lowest term. These are practice questions for me to know if you understood the concepts. And please, you are free to send your solutions to this email address and I will respond to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Have a great day.